So I've had this Limitless AI Pendant for about 2 months now, and I just wanted to give it a quick review. I bought it with the intention of wearing it all day long and just trying to see if there was a future and if there was a use case really in having a device, a secondary device that is not my phone, that is basically listening and transcribing and summarizing my day. Now, if that sounds creepy, that is not surprising because these devices all have some pretty huge privacy implications. And privacy aside, there's also the question of whether they are useful at all. This is not the first time we're seeing AI-powered devices outside of your phone. Probably the most prominent failure of them all has been the Humane AI pin. And in case you missed that, Humane was a company that made an AI pin, I think the first hardware AI device of its kind. All the reviews were pretty terrible. The device just didn't quite work as advertised. So the Limitless AI Pendant, you could say, is maybe a second generation of these AI devices. Instead of pretending that they can assist you with all sorts of different tasks in life, we're now narrowing down that use case to something that LLMs are actually really good at, which is transcription of audio and summarization of text. So the way this device works is you either wear it kind of as almost like a lapel mic, just here, and it just listens to you all day long. And it's got some smart battery saving features, like it doesn't actually listen until it hears your voice or hears the human speaking, and then afterwards it will shut off after a period of silence as well. So that helps both with preserving battery life and also, well, LLMs are still pretty expensive, so running all that transcription and summarization obviously has a cost as well. So this limits the cost. Sadly though, even with all of this, you are limited to 20 hours of transcription on the base plan. So when you buy this device for $149, if you don't want to pay a single cent more, then you're limited to 20 hours per month. And that can get pretty limiting. If you use it for work, for example, and you're in a meeting, let's say twice a day for about half an hour, that's an hour a day. So that's maybe just about enough to cover those meetings throughout a month of working. But if you're in more meetings than that, or if you also want to use it to record your day-to-day life, which is what I was kind of trying to do with this, then you pretty much have to shell out for their unlimited plan. So let's first get into what I think works well, and then we'll talk a bit about the drawbacks and why I probably won't keep on using it. The first thing I actually think is really good is the way this is made and built. It just feels like a well-made product without going overboard. I really like the little LED it has to show you that it's recording. Although in practice, people probably don't know what that device is, so they don't necessarily know it's going to be recording. So you might still have to tell them if you're worried about people's privacy. The other thing I really like is the battery life. For a really small device with presumably a tiny battery inside that you can recharge via USB-C, I thought the battery life was really good. It lasted all day long. The fact that it stops listening when no one's talking is probably the reason they've been able to achieve such a great battery life. As a note, the Limitless AI Pendant does come with one of these necklace type things. You can attach the pendant to the necklace and then just wear it as a necklace instead of as a pendant. But I would say the problem with that is that I don't really want something dangling, especially something that's relatively weighty. Like it is light, it's not gonna bother your neck or anything, but you will feel it and it will kind of sway about and dangle off your neck. It's not exactly something I wanna do. Maybe if you're at work and if you wear a lanyard all day long, you're used to this and maybe that kind of blends in with it as well. So I can see it working for some people, it just didn't really work for me, but it is nice to have the option anyway. So the app itself is pretty much just a calendar and a settings page. You get to essentially see what you said at a particular time of day. You can scroll through different days in the past. You can also chat with your notes, which is becoming a really popular UI these days for any sort of LLM use case. And that just lets you search through your notes and find things that are relevant. So clearly Limitless are kind of pitching this for the day-to-day personal use cases rather than as a note taker for work. So in terms of the capabilities, that's kind of it. It transcribes and summarizes your day, and you can ask questions to it. So let me now talk a bit about the cons of this device. One of them is to do with the fact that you have this extra device and you have to remember that it exists and to take it with you when you need it. You also need to remember to charge it every night. If you haven't charged it, then it doesn't charge particularly quickly, so you might just not be able to use it that day. And I think another slight thing I dislike is that it doesn't look that attractive to have something on your lapel like this all day long. I mean, there is a reason people try to hide lapel mics in videos, and this is actually a lot bigger than a lapel microphone as well. So it's a lot more noticeable. It might be possible to actually wear it as a necklace and just put it underneath your clothes. But the fact that this has such small microphones on it, and it has to hear people around you, not just you, because you're having a conversation, that reduces the usefulness of the device because it's just not going to work as well. Okay, and the second con is about the software. Now, this is obviously using some kind of LLM to summarize the transcriptions that it generates. Although I'm not sure what transcription technology they have, I believe it is running on device. And the problem with running this on device is you just don't get the quality of transcription that you can achieve by calling an API, because the transcriptions, I can tell you, are definitely not as good as what I'm experiencing from the latest models like Gemini. It's just not as accurate. So in the end, will I be keeping this device or will I continue using it? I think the answer to that is unfortunately no. For day-to-day life, I found it slightly too annoying to keep it charged, to remember to bring it with me, so I tried using it more for work. I wore it to remote meetings over Slack. I took it to in-person meetings in the office. I just tried to use it as a note taker, but really what I realized was that there are actually much better tools for that available today that A, don't require you to own another device, that don't cost $149 of your personal money that work isn't going to pay for, and they just do a better job in general. So the best app I use for this right now is called Granola, and they've really taken off in the last few months. Slack is also doing its own AI and own meeting transcription software. I believe Google Meet is also doing its own thing, and OpenAI just released one as well. So this space is actually quite heated at the moment. So would I recommend getting the Limitless AI Pendant? After all of that, I think my answer is going to be mostly no. But if you have a very particular use case in mind where you would really like something in your personal life to transcribe and summarize your day, and you don't mind that it's not 100% accurate, then I think the device is actually quite well made. But if you're planning to use it for work, I would just urge you to check out any competitor. I'd probably start with Granola because they have a really nice iPhone app as well as a desktop app. And you can use that to just transcribe and summarize meetings the same way you would use this one, except if you're in a meeting, chances are you have a laptop with you. So why not just use the superior capabilities of a computer and the cloud to transcribe and summarize the meeting properly as best as we can with current technology, rather than rely on something that's more designed for privacy conscious but less accurate result. So that's it. That's my thoughts and brief review of the Limitless AI Pendant. I'm really excited to see what happens in this space in the future, because I think there's some kind of future for AI devices. I'm just disappointed that we're not quite there yet. And with that, I'll say thank you so much for watching this video. I mostly make videos about AI, software, and tech. If you're interested in that kind of thing, please consider subscribing to my channel and give this video a like if you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this device. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video.